Good morning to all of you, and I welcome you to our lecture series on budget presented by the Union government, right? As you all are preparing for UPSC examination, especially budget plays an important role. It is one of the important components of your civil services preparation, especially Indian economy, right? Because ultimately it is the budget which lays down the larger framework how government is going to proceed in the current year, right? Therefore, today we will discuss about budget from the UPSC perspective, not from the common man's perspective, right? Because as you know, the demands of UPSC is very different from the perspective of other people, right? So now please welcome with me and let's decode the union budget, okay? Right. So we are here to discuss about union budget, that is 2021 to 2022, right? Well, before going into the domain of understanding the different nuances of union budget 2021, I would like you to take you back to the history, right? And let us try to understand how this concept of budget evolved, how this idea of budget evolved in India, right? As in the beginning, I have clearly said to you that we will be dealing with the budget from a different perspective, right? Our perspective is from the UPSC examination point of view, because as all of you are aware of it, your prelims is also approaching, right? It is coming, I guess it is on 27th of June, right? Okay. Are you aware of this fact that the first budget, the first budget, Indian budget, was presented by James Wilson. Please underline this word, James Wilson. James Wilson on February 18th, 1869. On February 18, 1869. Right? Now the question comes to your mind, and in this way you also need to develop how you need to develop line of thought whenever you are taking any topic for your studies in UPSC, irrespective of whether it's general studies, economics, or your optional subject. Okay? Now you see, the first Indian budget was presented by James Wilson way back on February 18, 1869, right? Now the question comes, who was James Wilson? Who was James Wilson? James Wilson was the finance member. He was the finance member of Indian Council. Finance member of Indian Council, which advises the Viceroy of India. The Viceroy of India. Right? Please remember this fact. And one more fact I want to say, Mr. James Wilson is also the founder of, The Economist. Please write it down. He is also the founder of The Economist. Underline this. The very famous magazine, The Economist. He was also the founder of that particular magazine. Right? And just look at the date, 1869. And when the first mutiny happened, the first war of independence that happened was 1857. So you are saying just after how many years? After 12 years, you are witnessing, as you are aware of it, going back to the history, recollect, after 1857, company rule ended. After the abolition of company rule in 1869, British government bringing the first Indian budget on February 18, 1869 by the finance member of Indian Council, Mr. James Wilson. Right? Now, one more thing I want to discuss with you. Let me rub this, and I hope you will be enjoying this line of thought. This is the way a topic needs to be taken up for the UPSC. Right? Now you see, all of you are aware that how budget is presented. Yeah? Budget is presented on particular day. The finance minister comes, he let down the budget on the table of the house. From where this practice started? Yeah? That question comes. So please write it down, very important. After the Morley-Minto reforms. Morley-Minto reforms. Now tell me, when Morley-Minto reforms took place? In the year 1909. In the year 1909, the finance member of Indian Council needs to, write it down, the finance member needs to present estimates, to whom? To central legislature. So this is how the practice of laying down the budget in the House of Parliament started. To the central legislature in the first quarter of the year. In the first quarter of the year, followed by the discussion, and the budget proposals. Write it down. And the budget proposals. Done? So it is this Morley-Minto reforms 1909 plays an important part. From here, the practice of laying down the budget in the central legislature started. Right? Now, next that I am coming, the next important fact that you need to know, that initially, you can write it down, initially the railway budget was the part of general budget. Initially, the railway budget was part of the general budget, right? But on the basis of Ackworth committee recommendations, please write it down, Ackworth, ACWRTH, Ackworth committee recommendations, Ackworth committee recommendations, railway budget was separated from general budget. Railway budget separated from general budget in 1924. Right, write it down. Ackworth committee, underline this, and the year. In the year 1984, on the basis of Ackworth committee recommendations, railway budget separated from the general budget. Right? Now, move little further. Yeah, now come to the next topic. Now you know that after 21 September 2016, railway budget merged with the general budget. How it happened? So please write it down. Vivek Devroy Committee. Vivek Devroy Committee recommended merger of rail budget with the general budget. The general budget. Done. And Modi government approved this year. And our Prime Minister's, Mr. Modi's government approved this recommendation. And the 90-year-old practice of presenting railway budget and the general budget is stopped forever. Right? Write it down. Now, I want to ask you one more question. Tell me, in which year the first budget of India came? Write it down. The first budget of that is by the interim government in 1947 and the 48, and the first budget came in this year, and the first finance minister presented this, and the first finance minister of India was Shri R.K. Write it down. Anybody who can tell me? You can type your response. Shri R.K. Shanmughan Chetty. He was the first finance minister who presented the interim government's budget. Right? Underline this. And you know who was Shanmughan Chetty? Let me give you an introduction. He was an industrialist. Erstwhile he was the Diwan of Cochin. He was also a Diwan of Cochin. And he was the member of Justice Party. Which was pro-British in its orientation. Write it down. Right? So these are the facts which I would like to share it with you before proceeding to discussing the Union Budget 2021. These are the things that you should aware of. Right? Now, the first budget of independent Union India the first budget of independent United India was presented by John Mathai, then finance minister. Underline this word, John Mathai. He was the finance minister. And one very important thing, the decision of, please underline this, the decision of forming planning commission was in this budget year. Forming planning commission. Write it down. The decision of forming planning commission was declared in this budget. Was declared in this budget. Right? I hope you have enjoyed this nuts of wisdom that we are discussing about the evolution of budget here. We are discussing about the evolution of budget, right? We started from 1869, right? 1869 onwards, right? We started with the idea that the first budget of India came by, presented by Mr. James Wilson, right? Who was the founder of The Economist, the very famous, internationally famous magazine, The Economist. He was the member finance of the Indian Council, which used to advise the Viceroy of India, right? And from there we started our journey, because these are the things, this is the way you have to understand, right? Then you came to know under what circumstances which committee recommended the separation of railway budget and general budget. Then you came to know on whose committee's recommendation railway budget was again merged with general budget, right? Okay. So now coming to the union budget. Coming to the union budget. Yeah. Now, in this, I will take up the most important aspects which are important from the exam perspective, right? So now we will discuss union budget, 2021. Okay, its duration is 2021 to 2022, right? Now, my first question to you is this, all of you are aware of, under which article it is given in Constitution of India, right? It is Article 112. Write it down, Article 112. Article 112 under which Government of India presents the budget. And let me tell you one thing very important, that the word budget is not mentioned in Constitution of India. Okay? You can write it down, the word budget is not mentioned in the Constitution. Right? Now the question comes to your mind, sir, then what? Right? What is the terminology? What is the term they have used in the Constitution? Right? The term they have used is annual financial statement. Government presents annual financial statement. Under which article? Article 112, right? And now everybody knows that Ministry of Finance formulates the budget, right? But we will go one step further. Which department under Ministry of Finance responsible for the formulation of budget? Are you aware of it? That is Department of Economic Affairs. Write it down. Department of Economic Affairs, Ministry of Finance is responsible for the formulation of budget, right? Now, there are two firsts. There are two firsts in this particular year's budget. Number one, it is the first budget of this decade, right? Write it down. It is the first budget of this decade. Number two, it is the first ever digital union budget. It is the first ever digitally present digital union budget, right? Done. I hope guys you are enjoying this and your most basic things are getting clear. Right? Now we will discuss the fine areas of budget here which can be asked in your examination here, right? Okay. Now you see what is the central idea of this budget, the central idea, right? Because you guys you have to clear CSAT exam also. So in CSAT approximately 38 questions are directly coming from your reading comprehension. In reading comprehension, this is one of the most important questions that often comes in the exam. What is the central idea of the passage? In the same way, I am asking you, what is the central idea of this budget? That is economic growth. Economic growth. The central idea is economic growth by investing in infrastructure. By investing in infrastructure. That is the development. You can write it down. Infrastructure development. This is the key area. This is the key area, right? Done. This union budget is based on the following pillars. This is a union budget, let us say. Right? And it has 6 pillars. Number 1, it gives utmost importance to your health and well-being. Number 1, the first component is health and well-being. Second is physical and financial capital. Physical and financial capital. Write it down. Physical and financial capital and infrastructure. And infrastructure. And I hope with me you will learn also. Infrastructure. This is the second component. Second most important pillar. Third is inclusive development for aspirational India. Inclusive development for aspirational India. Fourth, reinvigorating human capital. Reinvigorating human capital. Right? And the fifth, innovation in research and development. Innovation in research and development. Fourth, this is fourth. How many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th. Minimum government and maximum governance. Write it down. So this is the number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 and number 6. So these are the 6 pillars on which the entire building, the entire concept of this budget of 2021 to 2022 stands, right? So what are the 6 pillars? Health and well-being, physical and financial capital and infrastructure. Third one is inclusive development for aspirational India. Fourth, reinvigorating the human capital. Fifth, innovation in research and development. Sixth, minimum government and maximum governance. Done? Okay. Now we will now go deeper into the budget, right? Now you see, number one, most important, because this budget is presented in the COVID-19 pandemic. So therefore, we will also start our budget with COVID pandemic here. Okay? Write it down. Government of India, number one, has an outlay of 35,000 crores. Write it down. 35,000 crores for COVID vaccine. For COVID vaccine. 35,000 crores for COVID vaccine, Government of India, right, has announced. Number two, the most important, Prime Minister Atmanirbhar Swasthya Yojana. Prime Minister Atmanirbhar Swasthya Yojana. Swasthya Yojana. Prime Minister Atmanirbhar Swasthya Bharat Yojana. You can write it down. Swasthya Bharat Yojana. It is again a mega scheme, right? It is a centrally sponsored scheme. It is a centrally sponsored scheme, and this scheme is launched in addition to National Health Mission. It is launched in addition to, please write it down a note, in addition to National Health Mission. Right? Right? Done. Number third, government has initiated Mission Poshan. Mission Poshan 2.0 for the nutritional, to meet the nutritional requirement, to meet the nutritional requirements. Right? And the fourth, you can write it down, fourth, Jal Jeevan Mission. So these all are the new schemes which I request all my students to learn by heart, and you can use these schemes while writing answers also. Okay? Jal Jeevan Mission. What is its objective? Its objective is to universal coverage for, its objective is universal coverage of water supply, universal coverage of water supply. And one component which I want to take up here, the most important component, under this scheme, liquid waste management has played an important part. Liquid waste management. Please underline this. Under this scheme, liquid waste management in 500 Amrut cities. In 500 Amrut. 500 Amrut cities. Right? Underline this. Now question should come to your mind, sir, what is Amrut? Right or wrong? What is Amrut? This is the way you have to study. So write it down. Amrut, full form हमें AMRUT. It stands for Atal Mission for write it down, rejuvenation and for rejuvenation and urban transformation. And urban transformation. Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation, right? Now, what is the objective of this Amrut? Because these things can be asked in the UPSC prelims exam also. So, it has 5 components here. This is, I am giving you additional information which is not mentioned in your budget, okay? But you have to create interlinkages, right? This is how where UPSC hits you, right? So, please write it down, the 5 components of Amrut. Number 1, under Amrut, focus is on water supply. Number 2, sewage management. Sewage management. Number 3, water drainage to reduce flooding. Water drainage to reduce flooding. This is the 3rd component. And the 4th component, write it down. The 4th one is non-motorized urban transport. Non-motorized urban transport. Write down the 5th one, green space and parks. Green space and parks. These are the 5 components under which covers under the Amrut cities, right? Okay. So now let's move to the next component. Next point. Yes. Now write down the next component, clean air, which is the fundamental right for every citizen of this country. How many topics I have written? I think 4. Okay. Next one you take clean air. Because all of you are aware of this fact, nowadays air pollution is becoming your biggest problem, right? You can take care of your health, you can take care of your house, you can take care of sanitation, you can sanitize vegetables, you can put air purifiers in your room, in your houses, but who will take care of the air pollution? The moment you move out of your house, the air that you're breathing in. So therefore, our government is very serious on this issue, and the seriousness of government is reflected in the initiative taken by the Government of India in the budget. So now look at this. Government of India has allocated approximately 2,217 crore rupees for air to tackle air pollution, to tackle air pollution. And it covers 42 urban cities. It covers 42 urban centers or cities, whatever you say. Urban centers. 42 urban centers with a population of million plus, with million plus population. With million plus population. Please write it down. Now the next point, Mitra scheme. Government has come out with this Mitra scheme. What is this Mitra scheme is all about? That you have to make friends by making apps. No, it's not a dating app, right or wrong. It is Mitra scheme, okay? Under this scheme, this is known as Mega Investment Textile Parks. Write it down. And Mega Investment Textile Parks, and under this Mitra scheme, 7 textile parks will be established. 7 textile parks will be established in 3 years duration of time. In 3 years Duration of time, Mitra scheme, right? Then you have another called National Monetization Pipeline. National Monetization Pipeline. Now you see, if you look at the word National Monetization Pipeline, you know what kind of picture comes in your mind. You might be thinking it is some related to some oil pipeline, gas pipeline, right or wrong? But the fact is this scheme is for the augmentation of public, write it down, public bus transport. This scheme is objective is for the augmentation of public bus transport. Write it down. The most important, please underline this. This is important. Comprehensive National Hydrogen Mission. Comprehensive National Hydrogen Mission. This is important one. Comprehensive National Hydrogen Mission. Right. Write it down. Right. Under this, 7 ports. 7 ports will be constructed under the PPP model. They will be given for PPP. What is PPP? Public-private partnership. It is called public-private partnership. Public-private partnership. Write it down. Now next, the next is Western Dedicated Freight Corridor and Western Dedicated Freight Corridor. Western Dedicated Freight Corridor. In normal we call that WFC. So there are 2, Western Dedicated Freight Corridor and another one is Eastern Dedicated Freight Corridor. So what is this Western Dedicated Freight Corridor? Please write it down in line. It connects Delhi to Navi Mumbai. Western Dedicated Freight Corridor, it connects Delhi to Navi Mumbai. It will connect Delhi to Navi Mumbai, and Eastern Dedicated Freight Corridor will connect Ludhiana. Where is Ludhiana? Ludhiana is in Punjab. Dasso Maharaj ki haal hai yaar, Ludhiana. Okay? Right. Ludhiana in Punjab to Dhankuni in West Bengal. To Dhankuni. Underline this. Dhankuni in West Bengal. Right? It will be commissioned by June 2022. It will be commissioned by June 2022. Right. Now you can write it down. National Rail Plan for India. In this budget, government has announced National Rail Plan for India. National Rail Plan for India. Write it down. National Rail Plan for India. National Rail Plan for India 2030. 2030 to create a future ready railway by 2030. And right, you can mention Mitra scheme, creation of, now write it down, the third one, Development Financial Institution, DFI. This is important, it can be asked. Development financial institution. Development financial institution. Creation of development financial institution. This institution will act as a provider for infrastructure finance. It will be, DFIA will be to finance the infrastructure. To finance the infrastructure. To finance the infrastructure. And run one thing more, extension of Ujjwala scheme. Now extension of Ujjwala scheme. Extension of Ujjwala scheme to cover 1 crore more beneficiaries. To cover 1 crore more beneficiaries. Done? Right? One more, you can write it down. Atmanirbhar Bharat production linked incentive scheme. That is Atmanirbhar Bharat production linked incentive scheme. This scheme is intended to benefit. This scheme's objective is to help manufacturing units and in manufacturing unit the biggest aim of government is to create more jobs. Under this manufacturing units, the government will help manufacturing units and it will generate more number of jobs. It means more employment, right? Then next you can see an independent gas transport system operator to be set up. An independent gas transport, write it down, an independent gas transport system operator. Independent gas transport system operator will be set up. For natural gas pipelines. Right? Now, next one you can go. Creation of single security markets code. Creation of single securities market code. Right? Done. Next you can write it down. Setting up a system of regulated gold exchanges. And one thing more important, Solar Energy Corporation of India. Underline this, Solar Energy Corporation of India. Government has announced infusion of 1000 crores capital in Solar Energy Corporation of India. Underline this. How 1000 crores. And one more important institution, Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency. Indian Renewable Development Energy Agency. Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency. Energy Development, sorry. Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency. Government has announced an infusion of capital 15,000 crores. And one thing more which is important, that government has announced FDI. Increase the capping of FDI. Government has increased the capping of FDI. FDI means foreign direct investment from 49% to, please underline this, to 74% in insurance sector. In insurance sector. In insurance sector. One thing more, as all of you are aware that right now the biggest challenge in front of our government is to address the issues of non-performing asset NPAs, right? And our banking sector is facing this biggest challenge, how to address to the problem of non-performing asset NPAs here, right? Therefore, looking into this problem, Government of India has announced Asset Reconstruction Company Limited. Asset Reconstruction Company Limited. Asset Reconstruction Company Limited and Asset Management Company. First is Asset Reconstruction Company, second is Asset Management Company. To consolidate, objective to consolidate and take over the, stressed debts. Stressed debts here, right? This is a unique thing. You can quote this example whenever you are writing on banking sector, right? Done? Then third, you can write it down, next important one, recapitalization of public sector banks. Recapitalization of public sector banks. With the aim of recapitalization of 20,000 crores. With the objective of recapitalization of 20,000 crore is proposed for 2021 and 2022. You see, Government of India is doing lot of initiatives to create the culture of entrepreneurship in the society, right? In the light of this vision, Government of India has taken a unique step, right? What they have done, write it down, to promote startups and innovators. Government of India has initiated the idea of, one-person companies. One-person companies, OPC. In short, it is known as OPC. Underline this, one-person companies. That if you have an idea, because you see, if you have an idea and you want to work on it here, earlier there are a lot of benchmarks for establishing a company, right? To do away with these regulations, Government of India has developed an idea of one-person companies. Even if you are a lone person, you are working on some idea, you have some capital, you can establish a company, right? It is as simple as this, right? Done? the target for, write it down, the target of disinvestment, the target of disinvestment in this budget 21 to 22 for the government is 1,75,000 crores. 1,75,000 crores. This is the estimated target of government for disinvestment. And write it down, government has approved new policy for disinvestment of central public sector enterprises in strategic areas. Central public sector enterprises in strategic areas. Right. Done. So these are the things. One, now you can write it down one more. Samvita. Do you know what is this? Government has come out with the Samvita. Swamitva. Write it down. Swamit. Write it down. That is survey of villages and mapping. This is important. Survey of villages and mapping with improvised technology. In village areas. And it will be extended to cover all the states and union territories. And its objective, इसको objective लिखो, the objective of this Swamit is to bring transparency in property ownership in villages. Its objective is to bring transparency in the property ownership in villages. One more you can write it down. These are the steps initiated by the government in the domain of agriculture, right? Operation Green Scheme. Operation Green Scheme. Operation Green Scheme. It is enlarged to include 22 perishable products. It is enlarged to include 22 perishable products. Presently it is applicable only to tomatoes, onions and potatoes. So presently it is applicable to tomatoes, onions and potatoes, right? Write it down. 5 major fishing harbors. 5 major fishing harbors. Write down the names. Number 1, Kochi, 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 Chennai, Vishakhapatnam, Paradeep and Petu Ghat. Paradeep and Petu Ghat. And Petu Ghat will be developed as hubs of economic activity. Will be developed as hubs of economic activity. And a multi-purpose seabed park. Write it down. Multi-purpose seabed park will be established in Tamil Nadu to promote seaweed cultivation. Seaweed cultivation. And this is the old one nation, one ration card. 432 states and all the 432 states and union territories. Now come to the next one. Setting up of Higher Education Commission of India. They are going to set up Higher Education Commission of India. Higher Education Commission of India. Higher Education Commission of India to be set up. Done. Now next important one is National Research Foundation. Establishment of National Research Foundation with a capital infusion of 50,000 crores to promote culture of innovation in India. To promote research ecosystem in the country. To promote research ecosystem in the country. Second is National Language Translation Mission, NTLM. National Language Translation Mission, NLTM. Right. This is being done to translate the governance and policy related knowledge on the internet into regional languages. Right? National Language Translation Mission, objective of this is to translate the policies of government available in internet, policies of government available on internet in regional languages. Right? Fourth one, you can write it down, Deep Ocean Mission. And government has announced 4,000 crores for Deep Ocean Mission. Its objective is to focus on deep ocean survey exploration. Deep ocean survey exploration and conservation of deep sea biodiversity. Underline this, it is useful for your environment, okay? And one more, you can write it down, NSIL. NSIL, National Space India Limited. National Space India Limited, it is a PSU PSU means Public Sector Unit under the Department of Space. It is a PSU under the Department of Space, right? It will execute PSLV CS51 launch, PSLV CS51 launch, right? And now next you can write it down, establishing National Commission for Allied Healthcare Professionals. Done. Done. Now, certain important facts that I am giving to you. Number one, the fiscal deficit. What is fiscal deficit? Write it down. Difference between the government's total expenditure and its total receipt, as you must be aware of. Fiscal deficit in this budget 21-22 is 6.8% of GDP. Is 6.8% of GDP. Fiscal deficit is 6.8% of GDP, right? Then Contingency Fund of India. Contingency Fund of India. It is increased from 500 crores, increased from 500 crores to, write it down, 30,000 crores to 30,000 crores through finance bill. Now write it down. I want to give you the next topic. 15th Finance Commission recommendation, because it has come out with the budget only. Write it down. 15th. And who was the chairman of 15th Finance Commission? Mr. N.K. Singh. N.K. Singh, former Revenue Secretary. 15th Finance Commission recommendations also you can write it down. Number one, it has retained the, write it down, it has retained the vertical share of states at 41%. It has retained the vertical share of states at 41%. Right? This is most important. And second, funds to union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh will be provided by the central government. Right. Third, it has provided 1,18,452 crores. 18,452 crore of rupees as revenue deficit to 17 states, as revenue deficit to 17 states in 21-22, right? Next we write in a custom duty rationalization. Custom duty rationalization. It has twin objectives of promoting domestic manufacturing. It has twin objectives of promoting domestic manufacturing and helping India to become a part of value chain export better. Right? So here I take a stop. I stop my lecture for today, right? And in the next lecture we will meet you again, and I hope I have given you the nutshells, the schemes which are important for you, the schemes which you need to memorize, the schemes which needs to be there in your answers when you are writing answers on economy, on environment, on agriculture, in your current affairs, your centrally sponsored schemes. And we have discussed the background of the budget also in a good detail, and I hope this lecture will definitely help you out in your preparation. Okay? Therefore, keep healthy and do your studies right and do well in your life. Thank you very much.